Bienvenue to Le Café Craft. So today we're doing a special project for Vectoria Design. Here we go. So I picked one of those wonderful kits, which is called Vintage Newspaper. It just sounds yummy right there, doesn't it? Okay, in this kit, you have 15 pages of embellishment, treasure trove. You have 20 background paper, newspaper related. One is greater than the other. And then you have 3 sizes of journal. You have the regular size journal, this one that you print on 8 by 11, minus that little borderline there, which gives you this. Right? Then you do have a format which is called the journal with margin, which gives you this format, which when you cut it, give you this size, which is the size. It will be, once it's all cut out, it will be 5/3 by 8 1/4, 13.5 centimeters by 21 centimeters. And finally, you do have the small size journal, and you have 12 pages with 4 pages on each page, which give you 24 double pages. Okay, so you have 12 pages of the double print, 24 pages of journal. You have 24 of this format and 24 of this format. For the project we're doing, which is, let me tell you what it is, it's going to be a stationery kit. We're going to use the format with the margin, this format, the 5/3 by 8 1/2, and we're going to use the small format. And the small format is, I think I had it somewhere, is 3/8 by 4/7/8, which is 8 centimeters by 12.5 centimeters. That's the small format, this format right there. Okay, for printing. Now, the way I printed it, okay, I took the small format, this format, and I printed on cardstock. I printed the journal pages, and in the back, I printed one of the background on a low density level, which means they come out really light, okay? And I printed 1, 2, 3, 4, which give me 16 of those pages. All right, this is this. I also printed on the format with the margin. I printed on bold digital, which is really smooth paper, but also pretty resistant, which is pretty much what you want for a journal. And I printed 8 pages. I picked 8 pages, okay? So you're gonna have to go and look and see which one you like. I printed the one I really like, okay? Either this side or that side, and we see why later on. The big format, I didn't print yet because I'm gonna use that for something else. So here's that. So I printed this. I printed that. I have no idea what that is. And on both cases, I printed a background on the back. I didn't print them front and back, okay? I print them one side, and I printed the background on a low density on the other side. So you can pick your background, and if you put it on low density, which means pale, right? I think pretty much it's gonna be, because I want something that you can actually write on it, not too heavy. And on this one, I think I left some pages white because you never know what people want to pick. I took one of the background, there is a background which is a coffee dye background, and I think I alternated one and the other, and some I left white, and we'll see why later, okay? So this is what I printed, this is what I printed. Now, for the background, other than printing the back of those, so for the background, I picked 2 backgrounds. This background right here and this background right there. But I printed them on cardstock, and I printed them on colored cardstock, which is this, right? 8.5 by 11, 21.5 by 27.9. And now you have different tone of beige and brown, and I pick this tone right here, this color. okay, because I wanted to make it a little bit darker. So I printed front and back. Like, you see the difference, right? I wanted something like a little bit deeper in color. So I printed front and back with the other background. Front and back and front and back. And I use 3 of those, and that's what we are gonna make our little folder with. You are gonna have to cut, of course, as usual, you know, that little annoying margin all around, okay? So I'm gonna cut the margins around, and then we get into constructing the folio. I mean, we have to make it and do it, so we're getting right in the middle of it. Okay, so you picked one background for the back, for the inside, one background for the outside. Oh, whichever way you want to put them. Let's be clear, okay? Whatever you decide you want to do, this is where you do it. In the meantime, you have 3 of them. The first one, that's this one. The first one, whatever you decide is your inside, the inside of your folio, which is, for me, is going to be this color right there, background, is going to be 7 1/4, 18.5 centimeters by 24.2 centimeters, 9.5 inches. Okay, so 7 1/4 by 9.5. Yes, you're going to take this little guy, and maybe you want to help yourself, and somewhere here write a R, right? So you will know when they get all mixed up. That's looking at the inside. And you are going to score, it says right here, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch right here. You're going to score, okay, upside up. We go good. 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. And then you're going to score at 1 inch. In metric system, you're going to score at 1.2 centimeter and then at 2.5 centimeters. Okay, so pretty much you got a 1/2 inch scoring line, another 1/2 inch scoring line. Okay, between those 2 scoring line, you're going to score everything you can score available on your scoring board. Doesn't matter if it's a metric one or an inch one. Okay, and this is what you have. You have a 1/2 inch here, and then you have a 1/2 inch here, but it's all scored. Yes, and I put the R right here. This is my right hand side panel when I look at the inside. Let's not get confused. That's why I say put a R on the side there so you know where you're going. This is the right side panel. You want to take a screenshot? Go ahead. All right, done with that. Then you're going to have the middle panel. The middle panel, you're not going to do anything to it except you are going to cut it 9.5, 24.2 centimeters for the height, but the width is going to be 6 3/4 inches, which is 17.3 centimeters. And that's all you're going to do to that one. You don't even have to write center because that's the one that's got nothing. That is middle panel. The left panel from the inside now, right? From the inside, don't need that. The left side panel is going to be 7 3/4 wide, 19.8 centimeters, 24.2 centimeter high, 9.5, because they all have to be the same height, right? And then you're going to score. There's a whole bunch of scoring to do. Okay, so looking at the inside, this is the outside, at the inside, and it's written all here. Right here. If you're living with us here in the United States of America, you are going to score at 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters. Then you're going to score at 1 3/4 and 1 3/4, which is going to be 4.5 centimeters. Then you're going to score at 6 3/4, 6 3/4, which is going to be 17 centimeters. Then you're going to score at 7 1/4, which is going to be 18.3 centimeter, which means that at the end here, I hope you can see, you're gonna have a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch. This middle 1/2 inch right here, okay, you're gonna score every single scoring line that you're gonna find on your scoring board. Between, okay, at the end here on your right hand side you have a 1/2 inch, right? And here you have another 1/2 inch, but you're gonna score every scoring line, okay? And that is your left panel. If you want to write a L on it, then you know that's your left panel. Yes, yes. So now we got our 3 panel. We got our left panel, we got our middle panel, and we have our right hand side panel. Yes, yes, yes. And now we assemble. This is gonna be 1, 2, 3. Because we like project going 1, 2, 3. I need that thing here. I'm gonna take large, which is this one, the right hand side. Where your scoring lines are, right? This is the side that you're gonna score large, which whatever is, this is small, medium, large. So scoring here. Maybe we score here. If I score the other side, I'm gonna score like small, just to take the little pointy out. I mean, you can make a bigger round, anything if you want to. But the middle panel, I'm gonna score small. I mean, not score, round, small. And my left, L for left, my left panel, I'm gonna round large on the side of the scoring line, like so. And small on the other side. Done with this. Did you want to look at that? If you want to take a screenshot, all the dimensions are here. Got it? All right. Now, you're gonna have to put your cardstock upside up if you got writing like I do. This is the middle, and we're gonna assemble this way, like so and like so. So we're gonna need glue. Now, in order to make sure we don't put glue all over the place, I strongly suggest you fold that first 1 inch here. Get your glue right here. Make sure you're right side up. Make sure you're right side up. And then you're gonna put glue on this 1/2 inch here. And take this panel, the center panel, and put it on top, right? Now to make sure, because we did a fold. Okay, make sure you stay exactly just before your fold, so you do have your fold, all right? And then you fold it, and you should be even on top and bottom. Now, you take your right panel. I'm still on the, I'm working from the inside, right? And then you are gonna glue. It's not easy to see, but we have some hope that we should be even top and bottom. It's gonna be way easier for you because you're gonna be able to go put your head all the way here, which I cannot do, right? And you can always, adjust if you need to. I mean, it dries fast, but not that fast. Okay, so this is your folio. You're gonna round those things a little bit. And same thing on the other side. You work it. Make it work, make it work. What was that show that I keep saying that? Make it work, make it work. All right, you're making it work, okay? So you have this and that. Now here, you have those 2 score line right there. What you're gonna do with this is you're gonna flip. Let me show you on the white one because this is very confusing here. All right. You are like this, right? And then you have that 1 inch and 1 3/4 inch scoring line. You're gonna fold the first one facing you right here. That's the one you're gonna fold. So if we take this, you're gonna fold. Can you see the scoring line? I don't know if you can. I barely see them. I know they're there, but you're gonna fold the first one right there, like so. And then we go through that later, all right? That is your folio. Stay like this. You put it on the side. We're doing the inside. Okay, so now we are gonna make what goes inside, okay? So the journal pages, which are the pages with margin, all right? Of course, you're gonna cut the white all around. While you're doing that, check that out. It says, if you want exclusive design for free, subscribe to Vectoria Design mailing list. I strongly suggest you do that because then you get freebies, and who doesn't like freebies, right? Right. Okay. Other than that, you are gonna cut all around, yes, and then you're gonna cut each page in the middle. Now, because you printed a background in the back, this is gonna give you something like this, which is gonna be your stationery. Okay, so you're gonna have your little, letter paper, stationery paper, all right? So I printed 5 pages, right? So 5 pages, the double pages, so that give me 10 of those. Yes, yes. So I have 10 of those, and they printed front and back with the background. This goes here. Okay, so cut all around and cut in the middle. That's 5 of those. Then we're gonna do the cards, which is why I printed 5 of those, because there's 2 on each sheet on cardstock, okay? And you are gonna cut, of course, all around. You do not cut in the middle. You could, but you're not. And this is gonna give you 10 little cards. You see, you're gonna have 10 little cards with the background inside. Like so. All right, so you cut them all around, then you fold them very precisely. And then you have 10 little cards. Yes, yes. So you have 10 papers, 10 cards. What is it that you're gonna need next? You're gonna need 10 envelopes. Now, I know some of you got envelope maker, go right ahead, have fun with that. We are gonna make our own envelope because why not? We can, of course we can. To do the envelope, I used the background and I printed them front and back. Okay, of course you're gonna get rid of this all around there, right? And then we are gonna make the envelope. To make the envelope, I'm gonna take 1 piece. This is the cardstock, by the way, that I printed the cards on. This cardstock. Okay, you have the dimension, the pounds, and everything, right? Okay, we're gonna take 1 piece of that. Because instead of making 20 envelopes, we're gonna make 1, and then we're gonna trace another 19. How about that? All right, in order to do those envelopes, and those specific envelopes are gonna fit those cards, and they also gonna fit your paper folded in a half. Yes, yes. So for those specific 2 items, the envelope are gonna have the following dimension. They are gonna be 7 1/4. We're gonna cut a square 7 1/4, which is 18.5 centimeters. 7 1/4. And you're gonna realize that making envelope is not that hard after all. 7 1/4. Oh, I should have cut it. Well, I didn't. I'm gonna do that on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1/4. Again, here's the dimension for the envelope. And that's a square. So actually, the only thing you have to remember is 7 1/4. And for everybody else, 18.5 centimeter. All right, so now you have your square right here. What you are gonna do is go from one end to the other and make a mark in the middle. You're gonna go from one end to the other and make a mark in the middle. You then are gonna fold, okay, you see that square? Now it's like a lozenge, I guess. You're gonna bring the point to your middle. Fold. And the reason we're doing it on cardstock is then you're gonna be able to trace it on your 20 pieces of paper, and this is gonna make life so much easier. All right. Now we're gonna decide randomly, because they're both the same, that this is the top. You're gonna line up your two little point right there on a straight line. Yes. Okay. So do as I say, not as I do. All right. You line them up, right? And then you're gonna go a 1/4 inch down. You're going a 1/4 inch down. A 1/4 inch is 0.6 centimeters. Okay. And you are gonna fold. And you're gonna fold this really nicely. And then you turn it around. You're gonna line up again your envelope somewhere on your mat. And then you are gonna count 4 inches, which is gonna be 10.2 centimeters. Okay, 4 inches, 10.2 centimeters. Yeah, make sure you stay straight everywhere. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, you line up your ruler and you're gonna fold right there. Like so. All right, so, and this is gonna be the bottom of your envelope. No, this is gonna be the top of, I'm sorry, this is gonna be the top of your envelope. This is gonna be the bottom. The 1/4 inch is gonna be the bottom part of your envelope. 4 inches up, you fold, and this is the top of your envelope. So now this is what you have right here. You are gonna cut this little thing here. You have a little triangle right here and one right here. Yes, and right here you have a bigger triangle, same here. So you're gonna have those triangles. You are gonna cut those. You cut them a little bit on the inside, a small angle. Yes. And then the other little one. And that is the bottom of your envelope. A little bit in an angle. All right. Now, the top one, we're gonna do a little bit of an angle, same thing, right? Which means you have your mark right here, and you're gonna do like a small angle. And then cut straight down here. And because I don't like pointy, I'm just gonna round very nicely here. Yes. So again, I'm gonna cut in an angle to the corner. Straight down. I mean, if you don't mind pointy, you can keep it pointy. And then I'm gonna round very nicely here. Now, here is your envelope, okay? And in that envelope, now this you can either cut, fold, whatever you want to do with it. And this, in this envelope, you're gonna be able to put your card in. And if you want to write a longer letter, you're gonna be able to fold it like so and put it in your envelope. Yes, yes. Now, you have this that you're gonna keep. Now, me, myself, and I will take the rounder, large, and round right here and right there. And the reason I say that is because it does give it, you see, a better envelope look, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Because we were very smart, See, that's what happened when you're crafting. You get smart. We printed our background front and back, which means you can alternate your envelope, which means you can print 2 of those, and you can use this on the outside for one envelope and this on the outside for another envelope. You print them whichever way you want. I think I randomly printed this one, not, of course. Okay, hold on. Some I didn't print. Here we go. See, this one I printed. I like that color. This one I printed front and back with this. This one front and back with that. This one front and back with, no, this one not. And this one front and back with this. Okay? Now, because it's directional paper, we can agree on that because it has things upside up. I mean, except this one, but okay. We are gonna make our envelope on the side. I don't know if I'm explaining myself clearly, which means first you're gonna cut that white line there. Also, depending how you feed them in your printer when you do the back, eventually you may be running the rule of thumb is the same way they come in is the same way you put them back, right? And then they should be exactly matching front and back. Now, if it didn't happen or you put it the other way around, which happened to me a few times, you have to check that the other side, see, the other side here still got some white that you're gonna take off. Why? Because you will be surprised if you leave it on. This is exactly what you're gonna end up having on your envelope, and you will be so aggravated. Okay, so here is your envelope. Where is my little cardstock thing? Okay, you take this and you decide where you're gonna put it. How about right there? I think that will look just peachy. So you line it up with your paper, and this is how you're gonna do all your envelope. You're just gonna trace. And there's no easier way to make 20 envelope, because I don't think you want to go through that whole measuring and folding. Okay, and now you take your scissors and you cut your envelope. This you can make pointy because you're gonna use the same thing, right? Which is the round thing. I have a little notch right there. And I have another little notch right there. Okay, now, see, you have your envelope. So pretty much, if you're not too sure of what you're doing, you take your ruler, you go from one corner to the other corner, and you fold. You're gonna round this up. And then keep this. Whatever you want to make an envelope, you can. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then you're gonna fold from one end to the other right here. Same thing on this side. Okay, so now what you have is and here you have it, you have your envelope. So now what you are gonna do is you're gonna put a little dab of glue right here, or you can use double-sided tape. And don't go all the way here. Like so, okay? And we're gonna get to the closure. Now, this is the thing. The thing is, you are gonna have to make 20 of those. Yes? Yes. So you make 20 of those. And now we are going to see how we're going to put them inside our little folio. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so now you have your 20 envelopes, right? And you put your double side tape in the bottom here to close them. Yes, yes. And you make them like really flat. Yes, you just make sure you crease them well. You're gonna make 2 packs of 10 about, right? I mean, you're gonna count 10 and 10. Okay, let's see how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm so good, there's 10. All right, I am gonna use this. This is this color right there. You can use anything you want, right? This is what I'm using. Okay, so in order to be able to put them in our stationery kit, we're gonna need some support. This is, as we know, 8.5 by 11, 21.5 centimeter by 27.9 centimeter. Regular piece of paper. You are gonna put your envelopes right about here. You're gonna leave about a 1/4 inch, which is about 0.6 centimeter all around, okay? So it's gonna be about here, and it's gonna be about there. Here we go, all right? And it seems like we can put 2 of the same. Yes? Okay, so we're gonna cut here and see what kind of dimension we have once it's cut, because I have no idea. Because what you have to do is do it with your envelope. The ultimate size of your envelope should be about 5.25 by 4 inches, which is 13 centimeters by 10.3 centimeters. About, okay? Which is why I said, in order to know how much you're gonna need, you are gonna take your envelope and situate them on your piece of paper and eyeball about a 1/4 inch. Again, I'm gonna say that's 0.6 centimeters all around. I'm pretty sure we can all do that. Now, what did I say? I don't even remember. Right here. Like so. I'm gonna cut about here, okay? Making it straight. We need straight. And once it's cut, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Surprise! We are crafting, right? So, as we know, things go this way, things go that way. Hold on, I'm gonna take this side. Okay. All right. And now I'm gonna need about another 1/4 inch on this side. So that should be about right here. Do I have enough to make another one? Maybe not. Do I need that much? Maybe not. Not that I want to save paper by any means, but I don't want something too wide. There's a reason for that. I'm gonna take half of that. We have 8.5, duh. So 4.25. 8.5 again is 21.5 centimeter. So you take the middle of that, which is gonna be 4.25 right here. And you're gonna cut. Cutting. Okay. Let's see if we got it right. Aren't they pretty? I mean, I love those envelopes. Look at that. Because they all have an inside and outside, right? Those are very pretty envelopes, if I may say so. Okay, let's see. That is El Perfecto. Okay, now, final dimension of this piece is 5.5 inch by, what did we say, 4.25. So 5.5 is gonna be 14 centimeter by 11 centimeters, okay? Then, what you're gonna do is every inch, which is every 2.5 centimeter, you're gonna make a mark on the top here, on the side here, at the 4 corners, okay? You make a mark at 1 inch and another mark at 1 inch. You make a mark at 1 inch, the 4 corners. I forgot a corner right here. Yes, yes. Then you're gonna take a small punchy, like that small, yes, right? And then you're gonna clip on that mark, right? Not all the way. You don't make a hole. You're gonna make a dent. Let me show you. You're gonna go almost to the end of that little circle that you have here. It's gonna look like this. I think it's called a notch, right? And you're gonna do that on every single mark that you made. Yes? Oh, yes. I mean, that is not hard. Just make sure you do it on the mark, you know, about anyway. Last, one more over there. Here we go. All right. We are going to take some cotton thread, you know, that you do needle point with, right? And we're going to go in the back here. And like right here, why not right here? We're going to take a dab of glue, dab of glue on that line right there. You're going to put your thread. And because we're very extremely cautious with everything, I'm going to put another dab on the top. Take a washi and hold it down. Or, you know, Scotch tape, whatever you have. I mean, it doesn't have to be washi just because I have one roll here. Okay. This is what you have. And now we're going to go around. So, in order to go around, we are going to go to the next notch. Gonna go across to this one. Go around that one. Go all the way down this one. Pretty much go around. Go here. And now you see, this is what you're gonna have in the back, right? You're gonna, all right. You make it tight, not extra tight that your cord is like this, right? You make it tight, okay? Not loose, tight, not extremely tight. Am I making sense? Yes? You're taking your glue and you're gonna do just the same thing. You're gonna glue this one here. Well, eventually we're also gonna cut it, I think. And we're gonna put another piece of washi. All right, tidy it up, put your washi right there. Done. And then you have this. Yes? Now you're gonna take your envelopes and you're gonna insert your envelopes at the four corners. And that's gonna be your little display for your envelopes. Okay, I mean, go 3 by 3 or 4 by 4. Okay, so this is why you have to crease your envelope really well, okay? Make them very flat. You know, when you buy envelope, you know, the one from the store, they're extremely flat. This is what you want to shoot for, okay? And that cotton thread is gonna give, which means you are gonna be able to put the 10 of them, right? Do yourself a favor, don't move it this way, that way, or the other way, because half of them are gonna be upside down, right? Isn't that a nice background? I love that one. Okay, and now what you have is a display for your envelope. You're gonna have to do that twice, yes? And you're gonna be able to put your other 10 envelope on this. Yes, yes. Okay, so now you have your 2 little envelope holders made. 1, 2. Ooh, I like them. Okay, right here. Then we get to take the cards. So now you have all your cards that you made, right? That you printed on cardstock, like front and back. And then that you creased really well, okay? But now, even if you crease them very well, you will find out that if you put them all on one side, this is gonna be very thick here and a little bit thinner here. So in order to avoid that, there's 10 cards. I put the back 5 the other way around, okay? So we have something coherent here, right? We do the same thing. We take that piece left over there and then we do about 1/4 of an inch all around And then we're gonna see exactly where that give us. So that's gonna be about here, and this is gonna be about here. And then we are gonna cut that. Make it straight, and then we're gonna measure what we got once we're done. I think that's the easiest way, because if we got to start adding up all kind of quarter of an inch to either measuring system, inches, or metric, we are gonna be here all day. All right, not that I don't want to be with you guys, but you know, it's like if we can spend that time doing something else than measuring, that'd be great. We got something accomplished today. Yes, yes. All right, and I'm gonna cut right here. All right, so ultimate dimension of the card holder is, ta-da! Gonna do inches first, sorry. 5 and 3/16, whatever, okay? You can make it 5 1/4 as far as I'm concerned. And about 3.5. In centimeter, it will be about 9 centimeters and about, you see how we're measuring now, we're doing about, and it will be 13 centimeters. We're doing the same thing. We're marking every 1 inch at 4th corners. Yes, and we repeat what we previously did, which means we take our little small size hole puncher and we put it right on the mark. Okay, and you make a notch, and then you make another one, etc., etc., etc. And we are gonna thread just the same way we thread for the envelope. I think we're gonna speed the whole thing up because it's the same process, same thing. Let's be organized. Gonna need 2 pieces of washi. 1, 2. I'm gonna need some thread right here, and we're gonna need some glue. All right, which side? Okay, we're gonna decide this is the back. Okay, randomly. All right, put a line of glue. Gonna put a string right on it. Gonna put another line of glue, which, I mean, it doesn't have to be that. It's just if you pull on it, you want to make sure it doesn't move, because then later on those are going to be glued down, so it is not going to go anywhere, but it makes it so much easier for the threading. Okay, and then we thread. We go here, we go down, you go all around, right? I mean, that is easy enough. Yes, yes. And then you should end up where you started, right there. Cut. You apply glue. Okay, you make it tight, but not too tight, not loose, definitely. Okay, and here, all right? And that is your card holder. Now, the good thing will be to kind of letting it dry a little bit, but you know, for demonstration purpose, right? So you take your first 5 that we put upside down for the reason that we know. Actually, I'm just gonna go 2 by 2 here. Okay, another 2. I'm gonna start with those. Go. All right, and then you keep on going. Now you're gonna do those, and then you can pick which one you want on the top. You know, all those fancy self-deliberation. What should I do? Which one? You know, those are always fun and usually last. All right, and I mean, you only have to do that once, right? After that, you're going to put them in your folio. And if you're the one using it, you're going to take a card at the time or several to pick which one. But, you know, it's not that hard to put back in or take out. This is such a nice little gift, too, you know, that you can give somebody. All right. And this is your card holder right here. Okay, now we have to do our paper holders, our papers, the end of our stationery kit. Yes, yes. Okay, so now we're doing the paper. Now the papers, as you know, are double print. I mean, front and back. A little selection of the journal pages with margin. So the ultimate dimensions are gonna be right here. It's gonna be 478 by 758, which is gonna be 12.5 centimeters by 19.3 centimeters. Okay? Now, I printed them as a single sheet. You can, if you wanted to, you can keep them. Okay, that's the one I folded because I wanted to check it fits in the envelope. You can print them just like regular journal pages and then fold them for people who write a lot. Now, my understanding, people don't write that much, so I did one single page. We are gonna do like we did before. Come here, you. Put them on our sheet of cardstock and take a 1/4 inch more about on each side. So same thing, you just put them together, or you incorporate a 1/4 inch on top of your measurement if you want to be sure. I'm just doing it like so, which a 1/4 inch is 0.6 centimeters, other known as 6 millimeters, you know, and cut. I think it's kind of easier to do it by sight, but then again. And my other little mark is right here. And then I'm gonna give you the ultimate measurement of what he ends up being. So final product is gonna be, whoops, 5 1/8 by 7 7/8 in centimeters. 13 centimeters. Well, you guys are lucky. This is so even. By double lucky, 20 centimeters. Okay? Never mind that. We still have to do the 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimeters, just in case I didn't say that before, right? So 1 inch on each corner and you make your mark. It's the same thing that we did for the cards and the envelope. By now, everybody should be able to do it without thinking too much. Not that we don't think, but you know. Okay, and we do the little notch, right? Right. When you do your notch, make sure you put at least 3/4 of the hole, okay? Like you really have 3/4 of a little circle here, because then it's gonna secure your thread. All right, now you take your thread, you take your 2 pieces of washi tape that you have handy. This way you don't have to struggle when it comes to that. You decide which side you're gonna put on the front. I think I'm gonna put this side on the front. You take your glue. Where your notch is, trace your little line. You put your thread. Put a little bit more glue. All right, and then you do the same thing that you did before. You thread from here to here. Tight, but not super tight. You end up where you were before. You got your thread. And I know by now you know exactly how that works. Like so. Done and done. You take your papers and you slide them in like so on 4 sides. And here it is. So now we are gonna work on our folio. Ready? Here we go. Before we get in the folio, and before I forgot altogether, you're gonna need another little strip of that same cardstock. And that piece is gonna be 3.5 by 1.25, 8.5 centimeters by 3.2 centimeters. And you're gonna take the top part and you're gonna notch every half inch, 1.3 centimeters, every half inch. Okay, on the top, we're gonna see why. So we notch every half inch. And you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notch. And in the bottom, you're gonna do about the middle of your top row. So you put a mark about in the middle of your top row, in between notches, right? And then you are gonna notch again. I think if you look at it when it's done, it's gonna make sense to you. You see, you have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. Okay, same thing. You're gonna thread. In the back, that we're gonna say this is the back. Put a little line here. Put your thread. You put your washi. I'm gonna take that little piece here. Here. Now, you're not gonna see any of that because this is gonna be glued in. Yes? And then you're gonna thread in a circular fashion from one notch to the other. And I need another little notch right here. Okay, and you go in the back. Cut. Glue. Washi. Now, of course, if anything is popping out, you cut. All right, because you have your little envelopes, right? And you know how envelopes, you can put little round stickers to close the envelopes? We are totally doing that. So all the cutout that you did with your backgrounds, yes, to make the envelopes, what you do is you pick a spot that you like very much. For example, here, because it's got those ears thick. If there is any white border, cut them off. I say that because chances are you're going to be so surprised it's going to be on your cutoff and you're not going to be happy. All right, so let's say I want this here because that's very nice. So I'm taking double-side tape. This double-side tape is a half inch, other known as 1 centimeter, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 lines like so. And then you can scout all your cuts from the envelopes and decide, you know, where you wanna do that little punch. We need this. All right, then you see where you wanna cut, preferably where you put the double-side tape, yes? It's like this because that's what I wanted. I thought that was pretty. And you punch. And what you have is, and what you have a little sticker that you're just gonna peel off your double-side tape, and then you're gonna be able to close your envelope with that. Yes? Yes. So we do have 20 envelopes. Yes? So you're gonna make 20 of those wherever. See here, I got a little eye, I got a little book, I got little spectacles, I got a hand, I got this good-looking gentleman, I got this one I just did, I have this nice lady here, I have a little camera, an old camera right here, I have another lady right here, and I have another of those like that. and I have another lady right here. See, if you take all your cuts from your envelope, where you find a good spot, this is where you put your double side tape on the other side, right? And then you punch. Now this one is 1 inch, 2.54 centimeter, right? It says right here. That's the punch that I use. And then what you're gonna do is put them in there. And then this way, you're gonna have little sticker to close your envelopes. Because, you know, you have to close the envelopes somehow, right? So that's what I wanted to address before we get to the folio. Okay, so you put them all nice and, you know, this way, the other way. And we're gonna put that in our little folio under the cards. You just slide them in between. They're not going anywhere. Here. All right? And that will be your envelope closures. Yes, yes. And now we're doing the folio. Okay, so now we are finishing our folio. Here it is. All right, so in order to do that, we're gonna open it all. And we're gonna deal with this part right here. Now, this part right here, we scored at 1 inch. Okay, so 2.5 centimeters. And then at 3/4 inch, 2 centimeters. Right? We're gonna take care of this part right here. The 3/4 inch part. The 2 centimeter part. Out of, previous cutout from those folders, I got that part, which I kind of like the color contrast. And because we are gonna have to reinforce this specific part right here, I cut it to dimension, right? So it is gonna be 3/4 or 2 centimeters and the whole height of your folder. Once you have that strip, you're gonna flip it the other way around so you can see something. And then you're gonna take the middle of it right here. And the middle of it is gonna be 4 3/4, 12 centimeters. You're gonna trace a line, right? This is gonna be the middle of that, right there in the middle. And then you're gonna take the middle of your 3/4 inch, 2 centimeters, and trace a line, like so. Okay, so we got the middle of this, and then the middle of that, right here. You're gonna take a 1/2 inch on each side, which is gonna be 1.3 centimeter on each side. So you're gonna have this intersection right here. And this is, okay, I'm gonna use a big bite to punch my holes. If you do not have a big bite, you are gonna punch your holes right there, put your eyelet right there, then, or before you put your eyelet, you're gonna secure your strip on the front, trace your circles, punch the back here, and then once that's done, glue, put your eyelet, and then glue this over. I sure hope I'm making sense, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna glue this strip right here. I'm gonna take the middle here, the middle there, just like it shows right here. Make a mark, punch holes, and put the eyelet. Yes? Yes. All right, so this is what you have, right? You glue that reinforced strip right there. You measure the middle of this and the middle of that, 1/2 inch on both sides. Do you punch your holes? If you do not have the big bite, right, you do that on your strip, then you glue your strip, you punch your hole, so you go through here. You see, you insert your eyelet first, right, because you need to be able to put your eyelet. Then where you mark the circle, you punch your holes, and then you glue, and then you'll be able to have eyelet and holes right on that strip, which will be glued in the back here. I hope this is making sense. This is if you don't have a big bite and you want still do that system, right? Okay, now we are gonna put eyelet on here and there. Okay, so now you do have your 2 eyelets right there in the middle. You are gonna take some elastic. This is what I'm using. It's elastic that I have around. It's like regular elastic. You're gonna go twice the height of your folio. Cut. You're gonna take some ribbon. I'm using this ribbon right here. You can use any seam ribbon that you have. And then you're gonna take your ribbon. The length is gonna be about 1 3/4, 1.5 of the height of your folio. You're gonna take your elastic, your ribbon, and you are gonna tie them up together like so. Really tight. And then you check that it doesn't move, right? You cut. You're gonna take your other piece of ribbon and you're gonna do, well, first we're gonna be smart and figure out how much we need. All right, so the elastic is gonna go around the folio, not all the way to the holes, right? So you see, don't pull on the elastic. It has to be loose, right? Because we are gonna put things in the folio, so that it is gonna tie up the elastic. Okay, for example, we're gonna do about halfway here. So we're gonna do about halfway there, right? Plus you have to tie the elastic with the ribbon. So I'm gonna cut about here. Right, so your elastic should go about almost to the eyelet. Yes? So you take your second piece of ribbon. Don't tie those two together, okay? You got 2 pieces of ribbon. And you tie this end. The ribbon and the elastic together. Again, you tie them very tight. You pull on the elastic, you pull on the ribbon, you pull on each one of them and on both of them. And then you test that it doesn't move. Yes? Cut. All right, at this point, if you go in the back of your folio, back to the front, right? You are gonna you're gonna thread your ribbon through the holes. Like so. Okay, again, the elastic has to be loose. Do not pull on the elastic. Okay, and then you adjust that you have about the same on both sides. And you have something like this. Yes? And that's why you have your 3/4 inch, right? Because then we are gonna glue like that. Okay, so now you have your elastic. It is around your folio. It is loose. Yes? And you have your ribbon out of your 2 eyelets. You tie your ribbon. Do not pull on the elastic. Yes? You just tie your ribbon. Your elastic is not loose, but is just around your folio. Yes? Now, this is going here. This is going there. You do have your 1 inch, 2.5 centimeter right here that you had a fold. You are gonna glue this. You're gonna put glue on this. And then you are gonna fold your whole flap down. Yes? Which means your elastic ribbon combination is gonna be in here. Right there. Yes? Yes. So we're gluing this flap down. Glue. Glue, 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 glue. And then we're gonna clip, 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 and then let it dry. All right, so we are putting glue on the 1 inch on the outside. All right, this is not gonna touch either the ribbon or the elastic because you are gonna flip the entire flip over like so. All of it, yes? Now you can take your elastic, take it out. so there's no tension, right? You put your elastic back on the front and then you clip. So pretty much the front of your folio has the elastic and ribbon when open. Like so. And you let it dry. Just press everywhere that it is completely dry. See, this part here should be flat. And then you can work on making a really nice little bow right here. Yes, yes. Okay, and then we put everything in our folio. All right, so when it's all dry and you're somehow happy with your bow, right? We are gonna open it. See, that bow you're never gonna have to touch again. This got nothing to do with the opening. The opening is gonna be from the elastic itself. Yes, yes. All right, we are gonna have to situate all our little components. First, we are gonna take the letters. Those guys. Okay, I put little ribbon just like back there. And the same thing, I'm gonna glue the whole entire thing down, right? Which means anybody is gonna use it, do not have to undo the ribbon. They can undo from the corners right here on both sides and slide it out like this and then pull it out. Yes. So you do not have to undo the ribbons, which is why I say we can definitely glue them, because what actually hold your papers are the corners that we thread. All right, so we are gonna have to measure something. It's got to be visually in the middle. In the middle, okay, you do have, keep in mind that you do have a scoring line here, so you don't want to, put anything there, right? Right. So I'm gonna make it straight from my last scoring line right here. Take a ruler, check how much I have on the top here. About 3/4 of an inch, about 3/4 of an inch here. This seems to be right. Okay, now we got to do straight. So line up the bottom of your folder, take your ruler, put your ruler down where it should be. And then to make sure that you're not gonna go here, here, or there, do yourself a favor, put a little mark right here that that will be where you put your folder, and your folder be straight on your ruler. Yes, yes. Taking this, putting glue on that. And then this way, this is gonna secure all your strings in the back, so nothing is actually gonna move. As well as your ribbon, and we're gonna try to have it like somehow straight. Ribbon straight. We're flipping it. We are not moving the ruler. You have your little mark right there. Put it on the ruler. Barely touch the mark. Slide it a little bit so kind of cover your mark, right? So you don't have to erase. And that's your paper. Now, we're sliding this over and we're doing the envelopes. The envelopes, there's 2 sets of envelopes. Same thing, I put a little ribbon in the back. There's this set and this set. Now we get to decide which one you want on the top, which one you want on the bottom, which envelope you want on the top of your little display. There you go. So same thing. You are gonna have to line up your folio on a straight line. Now we're talking about 3/8 of an inch in the top, and 3/8 on the top, 3/8 in the bottom, and 3/8 is gonna be about a centimeter, right? 3/8 here, 3/8 there. Now this panel should be 6 3/4. So you take the middle. I mean, you can take the middle of it or just, look at it and figure out where you want it. So we're gonna do 3/8 right here. I'm gonna put a little mark. 3/8 right here. I'm gonna put a little mark. Okay, if you put a mark at 3/8 and a mark at 3/8, you trace your line right there, and then when you're gonna glue right on top of that line. Yes, you're gonna glue right on top of that line, and then on both sides it's gonna be about 5/8 on both sides, this side and this side, and that give you 1.5 centimeters. Okay, and same thing, so we're gonna line up on this line right there, and then you put a little line, little mark on both sides. So you're gonna be able to put it with your ruler, just like we did for this, right? And then when you're gonna glue it, you are gonna glue it right on between those two little marks that you put there. Yes? So we're gonna do that. When that is done, you're gonna flip your folio over and do the other envelope. Now, when you do that, make sure your envelope is still upside up. Just saying. Okay, gluing. All right, so you have your line right here. You got your two little mark on both sides. You're taking this, you are flipping it up, and you applying glue. Just like what we did for this, which should be drying nicely. All right, make sure your envelope is upside up. Take your ruler, put your ruler on that line. You have your two little mark on both sides. Hold on to your ruler and put it down like so. And press. While I'm pressing, I'm just checking on this little guy right here. Okay, now, if you turn your folio around in order to do the other side, make sure you turn your envelope the other way around as well. Yes, yes. So, same thing. You're gonna measure 3/8, which is 1 centimeter, right? On both ends here. Trace a line. You have your line to put your ruler on, and then you make your mark. In order to make your mark on the side, you can guide yourself with the other envelope. This way, you know, both of them are gonna be at the same spot. Right? Now, you have those two marks. 3/8 of an inch, 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch, 1 centimeter. Trace a line. All right, you place your ruler on that line. You have your two marks right there on the side. Take your envelope upside down because we're working the other way around, yes? Apply glue. And we are almost done. Woo! And this is gonna be such a nice little gift for somebody you know. You know, somebody you already gave a journal or two and you want to give them something else, something different. And I love those prints. Those prints are just perfect for stationery. That's what I think. Okay, so we are upside down. Yes. I mean, if anything, you can always take all the envelope and, you know, load them the other way around. But just, you know, why not doing it right? Okay, so you hold your ruler on that line that you have. And you put your envelope between those two marks that you made on the other side, on both sides, sorry. And glue. Now you put it the right side up, and that somehow should look nice, straight, and even. If you have a little bit of you know, pencil mark and everything, then just erase. But I think pretty much what we did is we covered the pencil mark. Okay, and now we do the cards. The cards. Here are the cards. So the cards, I'm gonna put the cards on the top here. Now, let's not forget, you do have your elastic thing right here, right? So you're not gonna glue anything on this. You're gonna glue everything on here, like so, right? Because there's gonna be a little bit of a bulk here. Yes, you don't want to glue on that. You're gonna glue where the flat part is, which is gonna be about here. And then you are gonna put your little envelope closure. So what I did, because I didn't want to make a big bow on it, I just slide a little piece of ribbon and just made a little nut on one of those threads, okay? And I'm just gonna put it right there, right under this. Yes. So you do have your scoring line, and you do have your last scoring line right there. So I think based on that last scoring line, which is right here, I will go about a 1/4 inch, which means I'm still gonna be on a flat surface here, and then put it whichever height that you want, or you can line up maybe with your envelope right there, but I think it's gonna be too high, so I think I'm gonna put it down. If anything, I will line it up with the paper right there. So whatever you have right there, this is what I will put right here, okay? And then a 1/4 inch, which is 0.6 centimeters from your last scoring line. And then same thing, you line up with your ruler and you glue it down. This is gonna be so hard. You're gonna line this up with this, and then you put it wherever you think that should go. Yes? Yes. So we're doing that, and then we done. We are all done with our stationery set, stationery kit, whatever you want to call it, and it's a little beauty, which was made with Vectoria Design new digital kit, vintage newspaper. I use some of the background to do the cover, the support, the folio itself. This is the front, and this is the back. I kind of perk it up a little bit, putting stamps here and there. There is print of stamps on the paper itself, so I accentuated with real stamps, to just perk it up. So there is a tutorial to make that stationery set. I strongly suggest you watch it. I put some little charms here in the front. Those are little pieces of stamp that I put in those little see-through charms that you can fill with whatever you want. There is a little bow, but do not worry, you don't have to touch it, as it is held together with an elastic closure that you will know how to do if you watch the tutorial again. And this is the kit. Now this kit has 10 letters, 10 cards, and 20 envelopes. Also has 20 little round stickers to do the closure on your envelope. In order to access those beauties, you just have to take them out. You do not have to undo the ribbon either. The cards are printed with pages of the small journal digital kit, which give you those very pretty little cards if you print them on cardstock. The envelopes are all made with different backgrounds that have been printed front and back, so the inside of your envelopes are lined, if I could say this, and the sizes is perfect to put your little card in, and you can use one of those little stickers to close your envelope, like so. It is double-sided tape in the back of it. You can do the exact same thing with the letter, which I call the letter. I made them simple page. You can double them, but I make them simple page because I don't know, if you want to write a lot, you can make them double page, but I thought simple page was kind of enough for little note. And they are printed in the back with one of the background. I didn't use the same background for all of them. I think I used different background. There's so much choices in the background and the journal pages that you can really pick whichever, background you want to use for the front and the back, for that matter. And the same way that you can put your little card in your envelope, you can fold your note and put it in the envelope as well. And this is your little stationery set, which I really wanted to do something else with the journal pages and all the prints because they are so beautiful that why not a stationery set? So here you have it. It is a stationery set. What else I should say? Write in style. And because we planned for an incredible amount of writing, you can put all your papers in there if you wanted to, because you get interrupted writing something, and then close it, and you still have plenty room to put so much more. Hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for letting me having fun making that stationery set. Thank you.